Hey there, it's Julie Hutchison here from Think, Be, Do Leadership. And today we are talking about why you could be falling into the micromanaging trap, and not just why you could be falling into it, but like, what's wrong with that? So we don't want to be a micromanager because it means that we're going to have more work, more stress, and we can't really advance as well as we would want to when we're doing all the work. So we want to talk about that today. So if you're watching live, please do say hello. It would be really nice to see you here. And if you're watching on replay and you have a question, then just pop it in the comments with #replay and we will find it. Do tag me as well. So imagine Bob. I think we were talking about Bob earlier on this week, and everything that Bob did. He said he used to say to me that, well, I manage by exception. So I don't want to know anything that's going well. I just want to know what's going bad. But the funny thing about that is that actually what was happening was that Bob was looking at everything from the point of looking for the bad instead of looking for the good and trusting his team. And what does that mean? Well, he's looking to nitpick. He's looking to find what's wrong, and therefore it means that he's not going to. He wasn't, and you're not going to if you are doing it. You're not going to be able to trust your team because you're looking for something that's wrong. So managing by exception sounds wonderful because you're like, don't speak to me unless there's a problem. I trust you. Well, it's not true for so many people. And why I talk about the micromanaging trap is that if you're managing by exception, actually you end up looking for these bad things. What do I mean? Well, thing is, imagine this. You are, you say to somebody, I don't want to hear it unless it's bad. What does that mean for that person? Well, that person then is only ever going to come talk to you when they've got a problem, when they've done something wrong, or when they feel bad. And what that means is that you actually start to create a fear in your team of coming to you because they don't get any reward for the good and they're only ever going to come to you when it's bad. So what you see is all the negative stuff, and what they see is that they are going to be told off. It's a bit of a strong word, but they are going to feel bad and feel embarrassed or uncertain and not know what you're going to say. So they're going to fear coming to you. They're going to start to distrust that you will back them because you are seeing them when it's all gone horribly wrong. So there's never that good feeling. And what they're going to do is they're going to start to hide from you. They are probably going to stop taking risks. Then they are going to stop making decisions, and they are going to stop trying to do things differently or trying to do things in a way or stepping up and testing stuff out because it's not safe to do so because you're looking and only want to hear about the things that are negative. Okay. And so what that means is that you kind of going to feel like Bob, but you're going to feel like everything is negative when you see it, which means that you're never going to then give your team extra responsibility, or you're not going to want them to step up and do things. So they don't want to do it. You don't want to do it because you haven't seen any good stuff. Now, what do we want instead? Well, what we want to do is we want to create trust. We want to be able to say, yes, I want to trust you to get on with something, but not just to hear it when it's negative, but to hear it when it's positive. Because if we only hear that negative, then and we don't trust people, then we are going to want to check more. So what I'm saying about micromanaging is that we're actually going to be falling into the trap because the less we trust, the more we have to check. Okay, because it's just a vicious circle of I'm not sure what's happening, and are they going to get it wrong again? So we're actually what's the word? A vicious circle, but it's going down. Anyway, it's going down in our trust, so we get worse instead of going up. So we need to create trust. We need to set an example that means that they are safe to come speak to you. They are safe to come talk to you about what they want, what they aspire to, what they think might work, and to be able to take a risk and feel like you're going to support them. Okay, so what do we have to do that? Because that's the easy bit, isn't it? When we say, oh, I'd rather keep out of it because it's a little bit tricky to deal with some of this stuff. But actually, we need to be dealing with this stuff because we want to be able to create a team that can support us. Okay, so what do we have to do? Well, we just need to do 3 things. First of all, we need to engage our team. that's a bit of a leadership term, that one, engage your team. And what I mean is that you need to create a relationship with your team and understand who they are and how they work, and them understand who you are and who they and how they and you work, and build the relationship so that you are able to communicate well and adapt and to listen to what they've got to say. Because when they feel trusted and heard in that respect, just in terms of who they are as a person, then that's going to be the first port of call, so that they can actually move on and take risks in the actual job. The next thing is enable. And then, well, I trust you and now I'm able. Okay. And so we need to create ability and capability within our team. And you might think, well, that's easy. We just train them on the widget or bit of coding or whatever we're going to be training them on. Okay. But that's not just the point. The point is that we need to coach them rather than just manage by exception and come and see them when they've got a problem. We need to be able to give them a coaching environment, which means that they will be able to be confident to grow. And when they're confident to grow, they're going to ask the right questions, they're going to make some good decisions, as we said, and they are going to be able to tell you the truth, because you are enabling them in the way in which you're managing them. Okay. And that's what we do on the Leaders Launchpad. That's what we do using our team performance engine system. And we make sure that you are, one, engaging with people, two, you're enabling them, not disabling them. And then the next part, which is often missed out, and when we miss this out, then they're probably really good at what they do, but they do the wrong thing. Like they do the wrong thing well. And what that is excited for the course that you want to run for. Okay. So we want to have enabled people that are confident. Yeah. We want engaged people that are collaborative with you and the team. And then we want excited people for your course, because then they are committed. So what do? Well, we have to align them with a bigger picture. And it's really easy to show somebody what to do, but it's not always easy to align it with why are they doing it and what does it look like with the finished product. And when we do that, it's like the recipe for the cake, in that we know what the cake's going to look like at the end, and we also know how to beat the sugar and we know how to fold in the flour. Yeah? We need both sides of those things. We need the recipe, we need the skill, and we need the picture of what it's going to look like. Yeah. And when we do that, we have confident, collaborative, and committed people in our team. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, what that means is that you can then trust that, one, they know how to do it. Two, they want to do it because they have a relationship with you and the rest of the team. And three, they know why they're doing it and what the purpose of it is for. So they can look at the big picture and go, I know what that's about. Okay. So they've gone from, I can't do it, or, I won't do it because I don't want to work with you. And I don't know what to do, to can do, wants to, and will do what it is that you want to do. And only at that point, when you've got those three things in place, you can then say, actually, I'm going to delegate, and I'm going to not abdicate. I'm going to delegate this, and I'm going to trust you to be able to do it. And it isn't managing by exception at that point. It's managing by collaboration, and it's leading your team, because the difference is that they're not scared to come and tell you when it's good or bad. They're not scared to just get on with it. You don't have to check. It's an adult conversation. It's an adult relationship where you trust that those people will do the right thing. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. So don't fall into that micromanaging trap. Remember that it's not a good idea to manage by exception if you don't trust your team, and therefore they don't feel that they can step up, because if you manage by exception, you'll end up just micromanaging by default. Okay, so if that's something that you think, do you know what, I'm doing that, give us a shout, because we are able to help you with that. And we have our Leaders Launchpad and our Team Accelerator programs and our Confident Communicator Impact programs. So please come and talk to me if you need to look at the way you show up as a leader and the way you are delegating or not, in your business. Give us a shout. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.